Welcome to Offside Laughs on FMS. Yesterday, kiti. Ankatam fanya yeba amfa. Say la come the night team form but no grey. Don't forget subscribe to the channel, the 4 Post podcast on YouTube. Turn on post notification, but also share for other people to get access to the video. But don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section. Don't be stingy. Share for other people to also get access to the video. We are going to review results yesterday in the Champions League, and quickly we'll be doing the preview of today's matches in the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona versus Newcastle United. Very high, intense game at the St. James's Park. And today, at the Santiago Bernabeu. That is where we are all going. And you need to park the Prahonum. The Chelsea for the PNG for the because who be a
me personally, the way you for fixtures, no problem. Because it's a high profile games, me see time, no. A boom is an MWA. Senka Arsenal the 545. With the Arsenal the about 8. No high profile games back was 545 my boys.
Oh nah.
So na it's me experience in me no. And say game no cause focus no. There Madrid for the door so.
Madrid. You go here Madrid ball.
Interest me. They will me interest. Me interest to a Chelsea game ni mumo.
So that in this case.
Who they be see?
Because baby I on your cohere. Most of the time, students in the TV room. In the TV balcony, I hear. But we are Madrid supporter. That's a who here who game or fear. In the open out the year, boy. So you have enjoy TV room because match is 8. And I'm probably brain up on a Juma Buffy and more. It's a high profile game busy in 5:45.
But I was saying,
when you viewership, no,
you fans who say, Nipa Mbeba Stadium, about Paris Saint-Germain. We didn't say Santiago Bernabeu, no. 80,000, 81,000, fine. Okay. And Park the Prince, minimum capacity in there, but the emphasis around 50,000, okay. Now, off the pitch, no, mom have born the doses, so mom copy to her ball, no. So yeah, wait.
Yeah.
And now, you first can be now, and your pitch in the shoe. A broadcasting right, TV rights in baby, own news can free.
No, I can say.
It's also when your man should be suited to more about your ball.
And that's it, because 8 p.m. now I can
oh, because again in your
8 p.m. now can and now I'm going to bring up a Juma. Ubenya Scafrim.
And now Ufi said that right now got movie said television centers in Everton.
We are Arsenal Chelsea ni PSG on mon fa better 5 fast now 8. 5 p.m. now, my father, my papa, Juma, I'm open to my good.
UEFA Mark you plead with you say or some high profile matches no say be naka mo de ba ko chef ba ko she de be o beti ma hwani nyina yi anamboa
Chelsea they mean to me this is
share what sacrifices sleep na your day.
And the TV me no
to TV me no
bako
na say all the phone see na TV no how hwede nti de
na so na o
say me plead nze o
say
me boa mo aka asem ni anamboa TV fa to make me kind of fun as Spanish.
Dear
UEFA, please, our brother here, Mark, is
been that when there are 2 high-profile games in the UEFA Champions League, please move one to be played as an early kickoff, not to play all 2 matches at the same time. It always conflicts our own interest.
Mamaka Spanish,
okay.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias. Oh, me plea on you now. Gracias.
Na gracias na chese.
Gracias.
Mamanka. Na me come Spanish. I'm most me ndiazie.
Gracias na chese.
Ana me make chuma buzam ndiazie. Na me ka Spanish. Mo nye fana.
Di chirichiru me entiazie chirichiru.
UNL Mark.
Okay French.
Guys, yeah, Mark is here.
NC a prank. UEFA Champions League. Inkere.
Hola. Hola is Spanish. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with you.
Start. You see, starting from so. Edu Barcelona issue. I church say a few come me mba su dia ma hwe nkwan enti mu sha ase free Barcelona Mr. Host there be also the master host there o catch Barcelona issue
if you misbehave
cinema at your city game wa he too
if you misbehave I'll walk you out
master walking me out mable
if you misbehave I'll walk you out
master walk me out mable master you see yes the obey na no one e be disasa no so edu Barcelona issue
was I the host
okay
was I the host
the who jijina bi
was I the host simple question was I the host
no
good review of the UEFA Champions League general was St James's Park Newcastle United they put up a very good fight but at the end of the day Barcelona got their way out. Let me start with you.
Okay. So I don't know I was St James's Park proud to the game you know you have a different narrative around the game but game you know was going to be decided by two main factors in game. Both teams, you know, each of them holding one as their main factor. One person game near more effective and efficient. Okay. That's the physicality aspect and technical aspect of the game.
Okay.
Barcelona would depend mostly on the technical aspect because of the materials are equitable. And it was obvious, say about the physicality aspect in the game between these two sides. Newcastle because of the materials and their midfield. And game we need to say between physicality and technical because of maybe a game in and that is the midfield of both teams. You know? Okay. And the battles. How do you be juma? They need to be juma on the day no, and they be taking the glory. And now most analysts, they were focusing much on the physicality aspect of the game. Okay. That's the when Moon said it will be a threat to Barcelona because Newcastle hold that as their main factor in games. Okay. And most games on board, who say time about say Newcastle winning be when said their midfield battles and winning, and it will determine by their physicality. Okay. And you'll be talking about Sandro Tonali, you'll be talking about Bruno Guimaraes on the day where Mobi Jolente, who physical players. And to about so my physical and so winning physical battles now. Newcastle a threat to you. But my narrative and I don't like the idea of people focusing much on the physicality aspect of the game as the main factor. No man neglected the technical aspect of the game. In Barcelona setup, need the answer flake previously, and no problem depending. When we saw moving in Pedro Bejuma and technical aspect of the game of the Bejuma, Frankie Dion at the point in time, Mark Benham moving in technical players. And no problem on the day, but soon after once so many or see. It's not a battle between physicality and technicality. And then game this say first 5 minutes, I didn't make say into Newcastle team way. This intensity that was my question.
Okay.
Because if you want to be physical from the start, you want to have career against Barcelona. A true baby, I'm better than the game now, but I'm not be technical. And will Newcastle cope well? That was my question. But from minute 1 to minute 90, that intensity, that physicality, no chance, and one of the career, and that was the main reason why Barcelona find it difficult to cope. Because it do physicality, Mark Bena and Pedri, it will be difficult for you. And then no game in the course, what I'm kind say no. This midfield of Barcelona needs Frankie de Jong purposely for recycling. Okay. Because they do you know. Say Pedri Jebona or the big bona cause be on be recycle all the game again. No so game it down to a more tempo. No do technicality na yejuma. But no wonya be. He said to Frankie de Jong our body natural position, no that recycling job now. Obey I'm a Pedro is all pretty well on the field. Say the Pedro, no. But I'm not doing it now about on Pedro. Mark Bernard in this game, no, our physicality no wrong. Checking the age and the inexperience in games. I paid to see Mark Bernard in this kind of games. Yeah. And see, a rare testament. And I give the drew. But now Mark Bernard saying you can't because a Jumana a diamano. The Sandro Tonali, Ramsey, and Jolene Timoye on the day. It's difficult for him to go. It's not a Jumani never be Pedri. Okay. Pedri is doing the recycling. Recycling, oh yeah, the year. Also, when you're a playmaker of a central midfielder, a Jumana Pedri and Musul, and you want to say Juman on the behalf only what. Okay. Because frankly, you know you're recycling now. Naka Pedri ba be that one of playmaker not technicality never. But then on one day no say be it Jumana do someone. In Tiama, a true 50 to 60 minutes no. You will say Pedri Gonzalez what bre. And also taking it out. Now the different energies album. And so now game no. The how we on the day. I really love. You see, we're Barcelona. I'm about against Manchester City.
Okay.
the press conference or can say opinion no amekan. Say who is Barcelona and Manchester City almost some similarities in terms of how they play.
That's a fact.
And it's all about game Manchester City proud to this game. Now we lose with this kind of huge margin. Now about against Barcelona at the point in time, season is or such or 3-1. That's why meaning you are not ready to adjust. And then we're adjusting in terms of how I know defend, because first match we say he was defending on 5 back, trying to defend on low blocks enough to contain Barcelona creativity. Said we realize solo on counter, but Enra, no one is too deep. At the point he was defending, but not too deep as compared to that first match on board in the UEFA Champions League group stages. Okay. It drew a bit on any night. I'm sure no press at the point. Me hold the game in kakra. And you see the technicality aspect of moving final Ramsey deba. Give the ball to Ramsey. It do say Juma Sandro Tonali in Japan, but the Juma ma Sandro Tonali and you on the day no. Say Osako de Ramsey Sanyana Obebra intini drew baby Sandro. What you wanna give the ball to Ramsey? My Ramsey no any say Juma na me press Sandro Tonali at the point in time. Say Bruno Gomes was abeyano. Ramsey at the point was doing well, but you see. Enra results was 1-1. You see, you didn't come about Barcelona and then Newcastle match. You say in terms of dominance, in terms of chance creation, it was Newcastle. But the needed thing on Barcelona was some on the day. They say, "You pay a convincing results. The performance in it, but you try pay convincing results. You fan ko Camp Nou they obey a chrome. You better my idea on. And the idea of Hansi Delta Fleck at the point, me say, my head Barcelona games, and I've seen multiple games are tactically on the day. Hansi Flick has been beaten, and then one of the 5th game against Elche, against Espanyol, against Chelsea, against
Paris Saint-Germain,
Atletico Madrid, and against Paris Saint-Germain. 5 matches and I'm going to say Hansi Flick has been tactically beaten from the start of the match. And on all, my head,
no, hold on. Those 5 games against Elche, Barcelona won, right? Against Newcastle, Barcelona won. The games you can say they lost were the games
Atletico Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain,
and Chelsea. So
you see, for the Elche game, Eder Sarabia being the coach of Elche, it beat Hansi Flick tactically
because
and the possession side dominance, chances creation, then you might be. But at the end, Barcelona being Barcelona, no, it taking the moment right. Elche was just wasteful, and at the end of the day, results now Kuyama Elche no.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Okay.
I think say official scoreline no 3-1 against Elche. But you say be Barca could have a game too easy, wasn't easy for Barcelona. And one thing that I say Barcelona fee.
Okay, so don't you think because Barcelona were able to manage to get a win in that particular game, 3-1 win, and easy to score 3 goals, then do you think Hansi Flick's tactics on that day also worked perfect?
No, you see,
because it's not always that you go to a match and dominate and
I have that believe that. You do time be a coach and a perfectionist.
Okay.
And they be do time be and a tactics a bit, Oku give my head there because opponent coaches no more will read you. Video analyst show and we see set it up. How we defend it, how we use your midfield on my hill, on my map plan on my deba. So no matter the situation, you bet you.
Okay.
But in situations your coaches know, it is bound to individual brilliance the CV coach. Sometimes. And it's very important.
Yeah. And
I was say when exceptional players were set up mono.
Because that is the answer.
And yet the Biana coach tactics by far. My own games are individual brilliance CV and Flick. Against Espanyol, individual brilliance is CV and Flick.
You see, I agree with what you are saying. I agree perfectly with what you are saying. But you see, coaches approach games with different plan and alternatives. So let's say the initial plan going into the game did not work.
Okay.
So they have an alternative to switch to. A typical example is a game now. You're hearing. Like I can say Hansi Flick, he felt like Hansi Flick was beaten tactically.
Yes.
And Mika Chen say, don't you think Hansi Flick was smart to realize at a point in time that after the first half, knowing the intensity of Newcastle United and knowing the kind of games we've played coming into this UEFA Champions League game, the intensity we used against Atletico Madrid, even in the last match we played against Atletico Bilbao, where Barcelona needed a win. So even in the first 11, he dropped Pedri and then Rafinha more. And second half, he had to bring them because they were struggling to find the results. He realized that after the halftime, they should manage a reasonable resource and carry the game to the Camp Nou. And one, they have their supporters behind them. It's their own turf for pack in the pitch in this one. Omit me preferred sister philosophy. So don't you think Hansi Flick was smart enough to know how to manage that game to get the results he got?
I mean, the moment a coach be accepted fact and say yem for favorable result, it will game it means tactically coach outclassing no. We option be a ten do be so be catch players and say now you need to be share and you maintain results no OCC no. Me and over 10 home.
So that's why I said the main plan did not work.
It did not work.
So he adapted to an alternative. So you see, so we about a game now.
The alternative for adapting, they were more managing the game.
Good. So Hansi Flick usually Obeko with high intensity to press very high in every game.
Yes, it reached to a time yesterday.
Last season.
It reached to a time yesterday. And Barcelona pressing high BMO.
Exactly.
They were just closing zones.
And the same thing happened against Bilbao in the last match we played in the La Liga. Barcelona did not press that high. At the point in time, he had to sub off Marc Casado and bring in a defender to protect the lead. So that has shown that Hansi Flick has also adapted to certain situations.
You see,
that was the problem last season.
I think last season Hansi Flick was more of even at the 80th minute. Let me stick to my philosophy.
Yes.
Let's play high. Let's attack. But I think upset there. We say upset is here. A learning process now. They assume there what happened against Inter Milan, what happened against Paris Saint-Germain. No, but they assume there who say even at some point and also managing the result, and it's very important. Last season, Kai Barcelona Atletico Madrid, Barca share 4-2. As of 97 minutes, now 4-4. Because Hansi Flick can manage results in the year.
Okay,
at 97 minutes, cannot move play high.
Let's let confess
that. My quite but you see, Enra on the game said that we can't how tactical a comma Newcastle on the day, but they wasn't efficient enough, and they will regret it at Camp Nou because when you're Barcelona in this kind of situation, at a point in time, we are Barcelona fan, and now you feel some as a game and day 1-0 crowd. At a point, Barcelona fan be a test to the make and say, a drew by no visa 1-0, okay, because Camp Nou no visa met my man. Because they believe in themselves, oh Camp Nou, and this is on my more and more, oh Camp Nou. On much they say, on ba Chrome, na say unya that advantage, and so also kill on one man kill on well enough. Me and America say Newcastle want to advance from this against Barcelona. I also want to show them bare phony or
James
because when man show Barcelona for, what's the trick to be difficult for you at Camp Nou?
But you see, it's easier said than done. No. Newcastle to beat Barcelona 4-0.
You see, Enra, if they were efficient enough,
4 goals once
efficient. And I'm saying, Enra, not coming efficient enough. They can. You see, game now.
Yesterday, these are the statistics of the game.
Okay.
Expected goals. Newcastle had 1.30. Barcelona had 1.42. So who had the most expected goals yesterday? Barcelona. Good. Possession. Newcastle had 46%. Barcelona had 54%. Total shots, 16% for Newcastle United, 9 for Barcelona. Shot on target, 4 for Newcastle, 2 for Barcelona. 1 big chance created. Newcastle created only 1 big chance. Barcelona created 2 big chances. Corner kicks, Newcastle had 9 corners, Barcelona had 4 corners.
Let me tell you something. You don't need to create a big chance before you can score. That's one thing I misprioritize here on.
Okay.
You can still create a big chance and I say. You can score from an opportunity and your chance. And then now, Newcastle in a lot of spaces in the final third and
that is what I'm saying. Efficient enough.
Now, Barcelona had more expected goals than Newcastle.
No, you see, not about the you say game now.
Where edge
see, or edge na for na didn't corner statistics and you did not game no doubt about it. But if you watch the game from a perspective, not a game where you see, at the point in time, no. Especially down for Newcastle to be efficient and effective enough to create that chance.
I agree. I agree. The perfect side on the night was Newcastle United. That one, no 2 ways about that. I hear game Newcastle. I mean, they really played well. But the thing is, you see, we are making it look like Barcelona did not get chances yesterday.
You see, compared to Barcelona. Standard.
In the first half,
and their performance.
Ferran Lopez had some chance. Newcastle for boss ni moi. That cut across from was it Cancelo or Rafinha? Only people when Omar Ramsdale chi. Then Lewandowski, you see, all those chances were. That's why the expected chances, the expected goals, Barcelona 1.4 to them because those chances were very. Even Lewandowski, Rafinha the man, that cross now Rafinha the man, you understand? So Barcelona also had two clear chances that me come at the time when I met me, I say they had these chances that it was easy to score, but they also missed those chances. What I'm saying is that in the first leg, Newcastle played like they played yesterday in the first leg. But just that Barcelona had a certain Frankie de Jong had all that experience and also can help and complement Pedri better in the midfield. They had similar or even better chances in the first match in the group stages than yesterday. First match no here. Chances are Newcastle in that game, especially in the first half. If not Marcus Rashford's individual brilliance. So it's easy. I mean, it's a football match. Football match is meant there's creativity in the game. A lot of players will create chances. Teams will create chances, but don't expect teams to score or to get a goal from every chance they get. You understand? That's what I'm saying. 4-0 there at the bracket.
You see, in this situation, at Newcastle, Emma Barca for final almost save or St. James. You know, is any other day Barcelona Emma Newcastle final almost save in this kind of situation? A bear 4-0.
No, but it has happened 2 times.
Now make us say Newcastle and the final myself in this kind of situations Barcelona for final more St. James now. You say vice versa and a Newcastle final in this kind of situation na Enra Barcelona for final na be 4-0 because Barcelona will be efficient at the end of the day.
Okay.
Barcelona.
Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. Now, what we are talking about, Newcastle United to get the goal. Newcastle to get the goal in that particular game. But the chances they got, they got similar chances and even more in the group stage game Barcelona played with them. What I say? It is similar chances to get the goals in the first match of Barcelona boy. Now Oman Timian converted chances now. Not second time in the same season. You play Barcelona, you get the opportunity. Don't forget all the 2 games. St. James's Park. That's even in the second match. What's those similar chances? That means Newcastle for no. I'm beginning to feel like we are trying to make it to overrate them because then they have a problem in the attack.
Yeah. And that's the reason I make us
so they can play Barcelona 10 times and they'll get the same chance and they can't score.
Yeah. That's why I make us say efficient enough and they are going to regret it at Camp Nou because it's about Barcelona a final self in this kind of situation and Newcastle for final and can win for Barcelona 4-1 and 3-1.
I think yes, I agree. Hansi Flick might be tactically he wasn't on the best form yesterday.
Yeah.
Tactically, he wasn't his best yesterday, but he was not bad.
Yeah. Bad. Barcelona yesterday was bad for me.
Hansi Flick was not bad. You see,
I know Hansi Flick and I know what he can do in this kind of games.
Yes. But you see, it was in the Champions League. It was the Champions League. Where did they play the game?
St. James Park.
How many teams, even in the English Premier League, Newcastle bought every season? Every season, we are Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea. Liverpool bought every season was in James's Park. What is the performance of these clubs?
You see, we are talking about Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League.
We are talking about Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. Agree.
Yeah.
This is the same Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. That struggle away. Anytime you have Barcelona, you're free after the round of 16. Barcelona struggled to win an away fixture in the knockout.
You see, I've seen Barcelona not getting a result at away in the UEFA Champions League, but the manner at which you see Barcelona can play a very good game, but only results in this kind of situation. I understand that maybe it was hard luck and all that, but you see, Barcelona the manner at which their performance wasn't good on the day.
Yeah, I'm not denying that fact, but you see, and I said, who here game now would see euphoria in the environment. On the night,
they didn't know. Yeah,
the Ghana supporters, the way they came for that particular game, the stadium, that particular venue, the Newcastle midfield, they feel like for the first time in the UEFA Champions League, they freaked that particular stage. Emma, the how can I say? This is going to be the biggest game in the club's history. Before the game, they all said that. So it was clear that they were coming in for something, and the plan was clear. They were not coming to play. So, who realize it? The better for you, and that's why I commend Hansi Flick for realizing those things, because last season he was making those mistakes. He wasn't real. He was trying to underrate every opponent with his style, but for him to realize that Newcastle were coming in with some extra motivation, qualifying to the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League for the first time, and then the environment, the stadium they are playing at, how dangerous they are at that particular stadium, and their supporters. So let's manage the game. That's what people are failing to understand. That I don't agree, no. Because to get a 1-1 draw
at the point in time, as the fake realize as a game, it is going to be difficult. I own team managing, and I make an answer. Not me about commenting on that, because in this kind of situation, title in the UEFA Champions League in contest, you know when to suffer and when to be clinical. And that's these two key things are we manager now all realize sanity in this kind of tournament. Into say Hansi Flick on the day realize that a game is going to be intense, a bit difficult, and we need this kind of players that team they are competing on in terms of FIFA, because my makes me key player being Frankie Dion, and that is when I also bought Hansi Flick about. But on the day we are talking about the reality on the ACO game. That is if I see mommy, you see, and my individual about this one I'm here on the food that I was excited. Yeah. My man bought that left back of Newcastle. We saw. End of the day, you can talk about many factors. Maybe it's still Lamine acquire when team that Lamine against her. Maybe can put no in the bet on the day. No matter the situation, no matter the factors, I can interfere. Say, Lamine Yamal and give you that good performance you be expecting for him. Yes, sir, but he deserves the credit.
Oh yeah,
Ejuman. And you see, he was balanced. You see, in terms of defense, he was doing well. He was driving well. Adiba come here when Okutabo and drive here, and he was creating more danger than even Anthony Ilenga. Alenga wa ni mono o jebo na ho be pre no bona kopem, but akwane jebo na in terms of when to drive meko onim say boy megia ya chime o block it, but my men force na men ko bi we break it down, we pass na Sandoton, and then in fin dominance was Newcastle all the way, but enna we have been talking about inexperience but in this kind of situations, as some players commit unnecessary mistakes, and more team go down. And then I feel say Malik Taus let Eddie Howe down in this kind of situation. I understand. Say Danny Umo in this kind of situation is dangerous. No matter space obenya, space in so. If say Danny Umo, F1 is safe. Now, as the president, I will box no no matter how tight I will defend, obey him and Malova, about baby be unexpected from him. But in this kind of situation, I defend that the how I trust in my leg house. I born or final self with other defenders, man blocking the space out. We did say a bema threat than Umo Apuli. About being that go no. I don't think so. Also making this unnecessary tackle.
What tackle unnecessary?
Unnecessary. It was unnecessary to any question cotton and impo. But my beat here, other defenders headed towards him.
Boy, that is the stage.
I make us inexperience.
That is the stage.
I make us say Champions League on. You didn't come out. Debbie, I make us you didn't come out. Want to mean experience in Champions League. You say any other defender. I want your match experience in this kind of situations. Meaning so we make this unnecessary attempt. Say even so because not make experience.
But how the experience been now?
Because meaning say any defender will try to get to that ball because a situation we a little mistake or not can and a penalty area. It means the defender be experience Sergio Roman Van Dijk come be caught in this kind of situation. Not even that name is number ball. Obet number dear any Sergio Ramos small mobile into this kind of situation. I find I'm making this unnecessary attempt, and I think say my leg tells let Eddie Howe down the day. But on the day Newcastle was inefficient. It was efficient, or was not efficient enough because a human betting a corner a betting.
Mark, after the game, I saw your post. bad. Is that bad performance or bad game?
That was a bad game.
It was a bad game. To you, it was a bad game. How was it a bad game?
It was not an ideal Barcelona-like football.
Okay.
So I wasn't impressed. Now, you're getting into the game. You see, many coaches are almost yes. And Ubia will me be and say, I believe in Cruyffism. We are crying from Crawford. I believe it's a total football. Stick to your idea, philosophy. That was one thing that dragged me, mommy supported Barcelona. It's the style of Hansi Flick, is something I'm managing. I'm commending so many times on his style. Say, style was about football, still say pressing opponent, how oppressive opponent very high, opinion in their own box and defend very high,
Okay.
A very good football. But now, Hansi Flick disappointed me in a way. Now, to me, he managing the result at the St. James's Park, ain't a problem, because in first leg games, majority of the coaches and no more favorable result away venues, Nessa fear why you on Juma. Who Liverpool and Slot to call Galatasaray Honum. Galatasaray is too being wasteful. Want to say chances are at the end of the day. Liverpool so it lose 1-0. A favorable result marry Liverpool. Because at the end, say Oko Anfield this year will be to my own Juma. No other hands of flick. Not the Dajini now and say how to manage the game. Now before the start of the game, the normal coaches interviews are omoye warm up. Hansi Flick on the approach to the this game, and he talked about how to defend very well and attack when needed. But say that statement and I'm on ideal plan now.
So that brings me back to even before the game. Based on what he said, you got a clue as to how he's going to set up.
Yes.
So that is how he was going to play.
So that was the collective play, a collective way of defending. In defending collectively to achieve a common goal and also attack when needed. So goals in your opportunity to see a better yenche. But the goals in bar, you relax any opponent, At the end of the day, see a positive result the code the new camp on the man. You name him say Barca or former community, a quack or boy mama, or make me qualify. But you see, say Ubi in share football now so be share the result that a dahonra a bit deceiving is a Newcastle nyade. Say scoreline dahonra the only share bobe who in Newcastle nyade and Barcelona and Arsenal Newcastle at Washama Newcastle at Kano. Yesterday Newcastle was the better side on the pitch from minute 1 to 90th minute. You see, it how in the first the league phase, there was one thing I was a in this game. League phase, at a point, I respected Barcelona too much. Or my Barcelona that needed respect in the second half that no, we are playing against a highly technical team. In their respect you more. Now if you defend it deep, then capitalize on counter breaks. But in this game, I accepted fact and say any fear or that atmosphere, So me having the atmosphere, why don't I do things right? It will fear. Any positive result and found good fear and compare another result with him. So the ideal plan of Newcastle, they say, I want to get the game done with you.
Okay.
In the 4 minutes one, almost had Barcelona. We were talking about the physical aspect of Newcastle and the technical aspect of Barcelona. Now, yesterday, Barcelona as a club needed a player like Frankie de Jong. Now, Obi Onimi say, I'm not that type of person. I'm more convinced on the performance of Frankie de Jong.
Okay.
I'm all convinced because Frankie de Jong ain't take a lot of risk. But when it comes to recycling of player, Frankie de Jong is a master of it. It is some burden of Pedri's head. It's a Juma, me know what's in Pedri, Frankie de Jong beji mufa, Pedri mufa. And with de Jong being on the pitch, or no be as a deep lying playmaker, ama Pedri akone divided the pitch into two control game, At the end of the day, we create chances up front. Ama Lamine Yamal with many balls, and so it's there. I'm on my dangerous up front. In the end, they needed Pedri Now, not necessarily say Mark Bernard, not a modern ball for Mark Bernard did very well. But the truth is, in high-profile games like this, we have it taste nibi that.
Yeah.
And in the Champions League, last season, I think one more Champions League that.
Yeah.
Due to ACL. I think it's on the first Champions League debut against Newcastle.
No, he played in the group stage after he returned. He played in the group stage, but this is his first knockout game.
Yeah, first knockout game. Yeah. And see, a highly profile game like this, no taste nibi that. Yeah. Which is very huge for him. And also a starter because I say game of Ben was against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
And this was a game and intensity no was close any Paris Saint-Germain game, you know. It's not Accra no which means say na pressure kakra won so. It's not my Pedri adwuma mienu. I was a Pedri babaje ball no. Na Pedri na sa progress ball no ko nanim. Na ma adwuma na dey ma Pedri. And Eddie Howe making sure say now Pedri is more technical with the ball. So Pedri being more technical with the ball. And a Pedri could have ball now. Oh man, a chain PR. Obetima was some one line breaking pass. I'm Lamine Yamal anymore. I cause danger. And what do? And my Pedri in your ball. Say Pedri in your ball as well. You're blocking all possible passing lanes. That was one thing Newcastle yeah. So at the end of the day, no, Pedri and who game so because Pedri will be more time with the ball. Okuta ball, the more no okuta ball, no, not all finding spaces.
But I think yesterday he was our best player on the pitch.
He was our best player. But that wasn't a Pedri-like performance.
But that wasn't his top performance. That wasn't Pedri's top performance. But I think yesterday in the midfield, he was the only player you could see doing something.
Yes, he was trying something. But now Newcastle are limiting him.
Yeah, definitely he was limited.
Me are limiting him. It's not only me that any A game now Pedri on any other day. Pedri be control game. I create a lot of chances. I'm out anymore. Or best split passes now. Wings one than the diagonal pass, the line breaking passes. Because they were more physical on him. And at the point, say Hansi Flick in the film because if he injured about game me a highly physical game. Say Hansi Flick they are going to fully 90 at the end. Could problem missing for the second leg, which will be a major blow for Barcelona. Considering Barca battle a lot of injuries. Into the substitution of Hansi Flick, by so Oyi Pedri free, was a good thing. But my problem with Hansi Flick was now, why do you let Newcastle impose their game on you full 90 minutes? Which one on me start?
Okay.
A club like Barcelona.
You already said Hansi Flick said he was going to this game to defend very well and take advantage of the attack if the need arises, right? So even that's why I said it should give you a clue as to how Hansi Flick is going to set up. Now, why do you let Newcastle United impose their style of play on you, impose their game on you for full 90 minutes? Could you protect that? Can you prevent that?
Now, one thing is, you being conservative in a game doesn't mean you should allow the opponent to impose the game also fully.
Okay. So, I mean, when you say imposed on you fully is relative. Explain, break down.
Explain, because Newcastle pressing man-to-man. Man-to-man, Barca, Barca were suffering to do a build-up.
Yes.
Barca were suffering to do a build-up at some point. Now, I didn't answer Flag and say, any, you're targeting Lewandowski. On a bad target man, it's a ball in so. Into a ball now, Nachine face, then what control ball now who they link up place, Eddie Ama wings, and also name fat. Name fat, because Newcastle were more physical than Lewandowski. So, and by the time I'm born in no Lewandowski that formed that.
So you don't blame anybody. Newcastle were just better.
No. Newcastle being better, no. Hansi Flick should have adjusted the system a bit.
How?
That moment,
How?
That moment, because in as much as they it needed results they could come, we also needed to attack very well.
No. So they started with the build
because we being conservative and at the end of the day, Lamine Yamal ain't effective for anyone now.
You see, so in the build up, they started with Pedri being the first receiver of the ball in the first half, trying to condense the attackers and other midfielders. It did not work because they were pressing very high.
Okay.
They decided to go for the long balls. It did not work.
Okay.
So he tried every possible means to start the attack.
So what would be wrong trying an option like say now with Gerard Martin being the left centre back, not to be diagonal passes to the wings. Why don't you try the wings?
So let's
because
try.
We needed to attack
because say when it's in a Lacom Kayano, Lewis Hall was on Lamine Yamal from first to 90 minutes. Rafinha in the game. Now, Rafinha in the game. Apart from
I know off crowd.
Off. Now the truth is.
I know off crowd.
The truth is, Lamine Yamal ball now on. Lamine Yamal excel time of touch balls in baby.
Na bon onya be ye mani fa
so what is the option say ni ntimi fa balls ni command Lamine Yamal
ye fa hin
ni isolate no So for me, the ideal plan that second half, no time and end fan. Then so when this is about Columbus, the Lewandowski as the target man and fan. Then they are split passing diagonally.
Then
wings in the hole.
Now good. Now even Lewandowski
from there.
Now even Lewandowski over some areas right here, over more energy in the Corano. And to me, picking the long balls now. You're bossing this, you know. How much more Lamine Yamal, yeah, man marking no. Then one, the all marking no. Ewa holding, you know. Or some areas right.
One thing is Lewis Hall now working. Only Lamine Yamal no. Lewis Hall as you know. Open fullbacks back come straight to from work.
No, but Sebana holding. Yeah, boy, mobile giddy. Yeah, Lamine Yamal.
Shadi. Lamine Yamal excel gidi against opponent or attack gidi.
Let me see. Born on
one touch be an ultimate dribble. So what the make gonna say?
Yes.
With a touch, no basu gidi obetchon.
In the end, second half now. Me the first half it was okay, but second half apart from that penalty now you know. He was out because
the coach got it wrong. Lamine Yamal one touch balls ni bebre ba. Ye won effectiveness o.
And how did the coach get it wrong? Say Newcastle for Emma Kwan Emma born in Lamine Yamal.
Nah, and just Newcastle Emma Kwan. How
we
could have created an avenue.
How?
That was it. I didn't also open left for center back. Last season, let's not forget say game where Dempa na Hans Flick and Fa. Inigo Martinez was the person not split diagonal passes to the wings.
Kubasi did it yesterday, but Enfa
not split it to the wings.
Kubasi in the long ball yesterday. Enfa, you see, I just want you to understand something that you don't expect your team to play to that grade A performance every day.
There be Menka also beat about grade A performance.
Yesterday's results was a perfect result for Barcelona at the St. James's Park.
Oh, it was a perfect result.
And I don't think Hansi Flick was that bad as you claim he was.
Yesterday, semi-rated Hansi Flick top 5 games. I know you're Western. I know I can't.
Well.
Let's mean they are two number one.
Don't forget.
Let's mean that game that number one.
Don't forget.
Now we're West.
Don't forget. You see the inefficiency of Lamine Yamal yesterday. Don't forget yesterday he was playing with a right back in Araujo.
See, you won't sequence Eric Garcia as a right back.
And
Eric Garcia as the right back. On complementing Lamine Yamal gidi.
But he's better offensively.
in the civil so
but he's better offensively than Araujo.
Oh, that one is true. But on complementing Lamine Yamal trivial match in it.
Good. Now. On say Eric Garcia, sometimes he can even play as a midfielder, right? Or not to me either exploit the half spaces or keep the width for Lamine Yamal. Since Kunde be, I bet my bet 60 to 70% of what Kunde does on the pitch. And you are Araujo, and you defend your best defender, and then Araujo offensively to
that is why me making me submission on Luis Hall performance because you can talk about factors limiting Lamine Yamal, and I know say. One factor limiting Lamine Yamal was the right back.
The right back.
Right back. And a managerial tactics in Swanya Juma.
No, how did manager comes in when
you see managerial tactics in the
how does managerial
say yeah factual and no Hansi Flick tactics off from minute 1 to 90.
No.
No, but
sometimes let's
I felt disappointed yesterday.
Let's be realistic. Let's pick to what the opponent offers on the pitch on the night. No, listen, Newcastle United.
Lakum. They are opponents are Omako game Omako manageable result. But at the end of the day, they still attack.
But only the same as the attack. The attack and some
the attacking structure wasn't good yesterday.
They attacked more than Newcastle. And I mean,
the attacking structure wasn't good yesterday.
They attacked more than per statistics.
Maybe on the statistics, but you see, the thing is that because Barcelona is known for creating chances within every 10 minutes, we expected that to happen yesterday, but it did not happen because it was against a physical Newcastle United side that the midfield was not functioning. Femi Lopez got to a point. None of them were pitching him because almost the passes in Mark Bernal, he was lost in the game. Rafinha cried, now I hear him. Lamine Yamal, now I see. That's why I said in the midfield. A carpet repair. And the pet free money market by say Radia. Because not a bad day. Who is going to control this Newcastle? Omaho the pet let me grab no.
Ben plan na Casa Dubai.
Yes. In the Benal every moment Casado e buy. It got to a point the double pivot was Casado and then Dani Omo. Mikai Mechi. The last time I had that same midfield, it was 4-0 against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
What did I say? It was 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. Yeah, but that midfield, you know. It's an AC. So if Hansi Flick, looking at how Newcastle United came into the game, but no, Omunja Mount Fabo no. Uwe Johnny Pedri. Opian left, right, center. Lamine Yamal piano. Then you
that Jolinton guy, no.
They accept fact. They say. They accept fact. They say. Hansi Flick no compare manageable result. Till I mention me submission. I say. Me could see the Okaye during the warm up. No, me could see. But compare managing result. That doesn't mean the team shouldn't attack.
But they attacked.
We didn't attack very well. You can't crunch here.
You see,
they are attacking ye. And I'm person me chair.
Only Mark Dioka. He was comparing Barcelona how they attack on previous matches of Manyo Mudi to NY. And that's why I'm siding with you, Gaka. Because on the day, the Newcastle band, if so, Barcelona attack, meaning you underrated the performance of Newcastle too.
Against Bayern Munich. Statistically, you have possession. They show me 4-1. Which match check it?
No, but you see,
make sure you have possession.
No,
but Hansi Flick, control transitions at the end of the day. In as much as a Barca for no, containing Bayern for no, and also counter attack. They to me create forward.
Transition comes in. When it's minimum, penny.
When the team is comfortable, they'll be able to exploit that quick transitions we are talking about. If you have Rafinha go now here, no. Fermin Lopez assists now the man Lewandowski no. In that match against Ben once in America no. But in this game, midfield is ninja comfortable. Center back ninja comfortable because Newcastle ran from the first minute to the last minute.
That's why make a say. If midfielders are not comfortable and they are not able to receive the ball and give out those passes in any situation of the manner. Now I try option of giving to Lewandowski as a target man, but Lewandowski in the Bulina. Then why don't you try to split balls to the wing? What do you mean? Say, oh, split balls no conwings they be you be intercepted passes they be.
Ask yourself, say, ball burn on the man, Lamine Yamal, that's your ring is some money effective on the day. Born at the moment that they were fumble too. No more family.
First 15, Lamine Yamal no create. He was trying to create.
Yes.
He was. That
was how was smart.
Mostly me agree with you more than the market can because the passes and what they be command Lamine Yamal. Pedro, you're blocking the ball on whom One in Vanco. You pay Tiana. Tintin got a move for
now. Area duels, you know, Lamine Yamal Lewis Hall. Now Lewis Hall height.
Definitely, Arsenal Lamine Yamal. Front to form. No way.
They're gonna pass any necessary so boys Lamine Yamal so. But who going to space?
No more run Yakofa.
Yes.
You see, run and nibble.
Where's
the space? Run and nibble. Where's the space is added the team on defense. Newcastle the next space in a moment. They were compact. You see, Omokwa, space in down with defense and on the flanks.
On the flanks there were spaces.
Okay, bien fancy.
Soccer centrally there were no spaces. I side with you.
Spaces
on the
now.
flanks there were spaces.
My own space is better. You see, so I see in time one. Everyone on time was our born long pass now. Come for them.
Diagonals.
Diagonal for them.
That's the duty of Gerard Martin, who is the left centre back.
Gerard Martin and what that
see, okay. Now, Gerard Martin was not able to give those diagonal passes to Lamine Yamal, but Kubasi did to Rafinha on the left. I don't know in the first half.
Yeah, ball long pass. Not more times no. Or try to call Lamine be more pa. Try Lamine Krako.
But could Kubasi be able to qualify?
Yeah, they will qualify the Camp Nou.
Oh yeah. I feel
okay,
like
to other results
because the other makers are say opponent who share opponent are huge like Barcelona in a knockout phase. Considering the fact that Newcastle first time who qualify into the Champions League here. Now about Barcelona with you. Barca are not at their best that moment. When you have a lot of space at best like Barcelona. Now the end one take advantage of it. No man that Barcelona now we are very weak now. Ababa Benya draw against you here. At the end of the day, we pay what Camp Nou because at the Camp Nou, Barca are not going to play conservative football like they did. Main position play also at the Camp Nou.
Okay. To other results. Quickly, just 30 seconds. What happened? Galatasaray Liverpool.
Oh, I said it. Say, Istanbul won Elbono and Liverpool. Whenever they are playing against Galatasaray or Istanbul, munya results that their best has been draw.
Okay.
But Istanbul one man a bless one with that 2005 Champions League. But now I know and you say with the performance of Liverpool recently, but to make 5 matches, no man, lose back, winning 4. Maybe a bit convincing for a team like Liverpool. But their pedigree in UEFA Champions League normally, when their performance recently, going to Istanbul, Galatasaray for what recently say, one of the more from when I'm away. But on home, with their fans, their atmosphere not creating to be difficult for you to cope. And then I want to see. Now I knew that.
Will Liverpool qualify the Anfield?
Yeah, okay. I feel.
6-1. Bayern, Atlanta. Are we? And home they better no.
And ra.
Look how to
Paladino. Manfred issued video no. Now we didn't come up say
Paladino bet my yeah.
I'm catch you say first Gasperini there. Come and say they have a chance. But Paladino only chance. And let's not forget say this Bayern Munich team is ultra attacking team. Yes. On fan also with major chain at one. But consider chances. But they create a lot. And can Atlanta be able to cope? So what they make can I say? And let's not forget to say, so we Newcastle, if we want to create more chances for Champions League in this season, 45 big chances are buying a creating more. Into facing a Bayern Munich side like this, no. Atlanta, no way, Juma Kessier, and losing at home or Bergamo, no. A very painful.
Tottenham, they least said about them.
It was expected.
I'm 10 seconds, you see. We've been talking about the symbolic performance of Igo Tudor after being appointed as Spurs coach. I attest to that. I accept that. Say what I expected from Igo Tudor when the Juman and Wai pen and this kind of situation I thought him. I said it and I always said I don't want to be inconsistent with me. Make I say, pay 10 around specialist. I go to the because of the way. In this kind of situation, I thought I'm finding on me feel on the right manager for it. Better ban performance and then you said and now Okasimi was say mean stretching simping but they make actual man someone calm down for me. I can do the job. But you see, Obeka me be a bet Enra. The players let I go to the down. Hey, me say Omumbusa players. The reason why I'm at this symbolic performance, the attitude towards it.
The tennis.
You can talk
you can blame it on the pitch condition of Atletico Madrid.
And on the nyasa, nyam kwana ko jina so bobo no. Atletico fonso jina so bi na bobo no.
Na pitch bobo so a che.
There be mu nyina bo bi.
Pitch condition play factor because goals me na perform.
This same pitch condition after Barcelona against Atletico Madrid, this same issue came up.
Numbers are complaining about pitch condition.
I don't want to
pitch condition recent times no good.
You see, I don't want to attribute this kind of win Atletico Madrid nyan Endra because of pitch condition. Maybe I'll not be fair to them. Okay,
but no say pitch condition is to play factor in Tottenham losing.
Maybe. I mean, I don't trust that.
Because these 2 mistakes from the goalkeeper.
Players, you see, after those mistakes and all, if you check the demeanor of the players, their attitude on the ball, off the ball, at least be on my koswa, and then in some way, kind of, hey, player Ben Becker me after the exit of Thomas Frank, that Matthias Tell, which in Kodi, he was talking more of Thomas Frank, the attitude towards him. But Nimko said, I feel said there are some maybe a coso or dressing room and the players needs to be questioned.
All right.
Yeah.
Today, Real Madrid. Let's start with Chelsea quickly. Prediction.
Quickly.
Chelsea versus Paris Saint-Germain.
Just prediction. With
30 seconds.
30 seconds. You see, Chelsea.
Just quickly.
Okay, I'll say quick. Okay, you see. Chelsea and they all packed the
how many minutes?
3 minutes.
Nah.
Chelsea and then you from Madrid for the Chelsea or so more count on and
just 1 minute for Madrid.
Is 1 minute for Madrid.
Now only 1 minute for Chelsea.
Okay, Real Madrid. Yeah. You see. And then Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu against Manchester City. We 16th time on board the UEFA Champions League. Obia winning 5-5 or draw 5. So in this kind of encounter, I am F sorry, but I feel man for because recently you share baby. But you see, in the match, you know, Abelwa as a player, Abo as a coach, Ebebo as a coach. As a player, one lose match against Manchester City. That doesn't mean about 2 matches you win. That doesn't mean say guarantees everybody for being a convincing result. That is that narrative around in 7 American. But recently, Real Madrid there was Santiago Bernabeu against Manchester City. It's difficult for Manchester City. On board Biana, at a point that Manchester City taking lead Newcastle. Remember the focus they have set. No bet overturning results. No. In Tiana that place near about that Santiago Bernabeu against Manchester City. It's difficult for Pep. Pep back on Bia and a difficult meeting it in one more job. In the dark ground of crowd, Ubusa Pep said, "Or so called the Bia on the UEFA Champions League, or big, no, said Debbie. That's still the way difficult. But you see, checking the condition of Real Madrid now, facing Manchester City, even when they send no more at their best or group stage, Real Madrid lost to them. Me, I don't truly believe in that Manchester City performance. Compared to their previous UEFA Champions League and City for that time, no more the previously playing Real Madrid 5. Compared to their performance now, I don't trust.
Okay.
But you can't trust Real Madrid to their condition, their players' condition, their performance recently. I think it will be difficult match for Alvaro Arbeloa now. Their condition, their player condition, but I feel it's a Real Madrid best club double chance.
Players that would not play: David Alaba, Jude Bellingham, Dani Ceballos, Eder Militao, Alvaro Carreras, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo Goes.
Most of their starting lineups.
And then Manchester City, Josko Vardio, yes, broken leg, Mateo Kovacic, Rico Lewis, and Naipan. He's inactive. He's a young boy. So looking at the injury list of Real Madrid and that of Manchester City, it's like Manchester City have a very full squad.
Yeah.
Chelsea versus Paris Saint-Germain, 1 minute, quickly.
Okay, Chelsea versus Paris Saint-Germain game. No, I made the home come kakra or fish you so, but message him kakra. And then a game PSG for Philly said what happened at the Club World Cup was due to some complacency on their side and fatigue because Miami on the heat or same baby, you know. This is the right time they should meet Chelsea and they are going to beat them. And Chelsea for Philly said now you beat you guys on merit. And then say we are a fluke in beat you. We are coming to prove ourselves that you share more because they said we were the better side on that day. Okay, that's good. Now, two coaches no more in the game. Liam Rosinia and Luis Enrique, you know. Now, I'm about 3 games. 3 games, you know. 1 for Rosinia, 1 for Lucho, and a draw. It's a balanced game for these coaches. And I will Strasbourg, and or the year that one destiny Luis Enrique, you know. It means that Rosinia ain't him how to beat Luis Enrique when the antidote to the Enrique system. Now, men Kassan Kwechiri on this game. This game, no one thing ebe play key role the managerial tactics on that day and the individual brilliance. Now, managerial tactics, now, how do Enrique set up against Chelsea? Because the name no sticking to the philosophy because a realistic type of manager or no one's the same idea and they come. And I will say both into by tries to be imposing the play on Chelsea. That's the key thing. Fine. So how is Enrique going to set up against Chelsea to get the needed results? How is Enrique going to play against Chelsea or they create a lot of chances? Because in PSG to be there, so Munya control now they are able to create a lot of chances up front. Are very important to their system. So how are they going to set up? How are they going to press? Considering the fact that Chelsea, any press resistant centre backs, Omo Bonnie Fofana, who is a ball progressor, and the box midfielder in the shape of Abrantia, if I said to Trevoh Chalobah. There is a lot of troubles for Chelsea when they press and PSG press them. So how is Luis Enrique going to do it? And about Liam Rosinia aside, we know PSG is a physically oriented teams they suffer. And the teams are only too physical on PSG, Biano, bully on midfielders, Biano, or may eliminate them from the game and destroy their pressing structure. So how is Papa, your friend, say? Liam Rosinia, Enzo Kwakwakuye, that Ejumano, obesity up, obesity deep against PSG, a control transition, and Obe coming out about press, and Obe go boot for boot against PSG in a midfield duel. So at the end of the day, which many the needed results because we'll call Park the Princess here. No, Kunya the needed results, whether a 2-1 against Chelsea, advantage Chelsea, or Stamford Bridge, which my Ejuma qualify. Indeed, how are they going to do it? And after we come to the individual brilliant side. On any day, you need players like Ousmane Dembele on the pitch, Kivicha Kvaratskhelia, you will need Vitinha, you need João Neves, Ubinya, Fabian Ruiz-Pinamo, Zaire Emery, Ubinya, William Pacho, Zaban Yimusombe Omejuma, and even Safanov as a goalkeeper to save them because in Champions League stages like this, goalkeepers play crucial roles. That's what the American say. If you are able to save the team from conceding a lot of chances, at the end of the day, you are going to be the better side. And football a game of mistakes. They will minimize any mistakes, or then at the end of the day, or carry the day, Now you come to the Chelsea side, Now, over here, Cole Palmer mo, then on by Rich James mo, Human film, I didn't know meet my abua, Chelsea, Garnacho mo, how no be see a creative or to oppose the threat. A cheer off one in case you press your more. How are they going to contain the press or resist the press? And after goalkeeper and say either say a Felix Jorgens in never down, say Robert Sanchez never down. How and will be progressive bono. How are they going to see PSG from
who is winning?
I see advantage PSG at home because Parc des Princes as a whole, never know Chelsea.
Right, so Chelsea will be missing Levi Colwell, Usugu, Estivao, Jimmy Bino Gittins, Mokalo Moji suspension, Shaman Law, Slonina, he's inactive and will. Then Paris Saint-Germain, they are going to miss Fabian Ruiz and Injantu. So these are the players that were missing the game against Chelsea in the Champions League today. Arsenal versus Leverkusen, quickly, prediction.
Arsenal win.
Arsenal win.
And then the next game is going to be Bodo Glimt versus Sporting.
Bodo win.
Sporting win.
Bodo. Afi. Asmarao. The bed.
All right, so
it's all for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. Guys, don't forget subscribe once again.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was for the audience.
That
was for the audience. Same man.
Okay.
So don't forget, this is the end of today's show on the Offside Laughs on the 4 Pools podcast on YouTube. Once again, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell, and share.
Hola.
In the comment section.
Hola.
We are out.